What's up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to PCP Movie Night. It's a special edition of PCP Movie Night. It's on a Thursday night. Why? Because we always got to end Horrorfest big, and we're doing it with 3 nights in a row. We're doing Creature from the Black Lagoon tonight. We're doing the entire Halloween franchise tomorrow night, and then Saturday night on Dylan's Horror Show, we're doing The Exorcist. So we're ending it with some classics. Y'all, we're talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon tonight. You know me. You know I'm a Universal Monster fan. I love all of these films. And the very last one of that original lineup, of course, is Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gill Man. Speaking of Gill Man, I got a couple homies with me tonight who are my long-term, super awesome Horrorfest homies. What's up, Jelani? How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I want to come at you with my hands. Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun, dun!
Oh, love it.
Yeah, son.
3 notes,
Yeah,
iconic. 3 notes, 3 syllables, iconic. Speaking of iconic, it's you, bro. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for inviting me. Gosh, I forgot about this one, but I'm glad I watched it again because it's one of my favorites, man.
Well, you know,
Actually,
Eminem said, you forgot about Dre, right? And we say, forget about the Gill Man, but don't you ever forget about Brooks. What's up, Brooks?
Right.
You excited to talk about this movie, man?
I sure am.
All right, let's get into it. Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954. Okay, so all those Universal monster classics, it was the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. In particular, the 30s. That's where the reign was, right? Kind of died out for a bit. We were moving into this new era of, say, the sci-fi approach, the Cold War, radiation, nuclear bomb, worrying consciousness in film and science fiction and horror, right? And this kind of fits in with those movies because it's actually directed by Jack Arnold, who also did It Came from Outer Space, The Incredible Shrinking Man, the sequel to this film, Revenge of the Creature, and Tarantula. So he's well versed in these kind of films. Of course, it stars Julie Adams and Richard Carlson. And Ben Chapman and Rico Browning played the monster. Rico when he was swimming, and Chapman when he was on land. We'll get into all of that, but I love this movie. I love the Universal classics. And The Creature from the Black Lagoon has always seemed like an outlier from the rest of them, you know, because you got your Dracula and your Frankenstein monster, your Mummy, Invisible Man, and Wolfman, right? And you know, all that stuff, it kind of builds up, Phantom of the Opera, whatnot. Gillman, unlike some of those others, never really appeared with some of the other characters, right? And it's an interesting place because it is the bridge between the Universal horror of the Depression era, I would say, the 30s and the 40s. It's the bridge between that and the Red Scare era of horror, right? We always talk about the big eras. There's and how it connects the social change. American cinema in particular is what we're talking about, American horror cinema. But you got the Great Depression era, right? Then you got the Red Scare, communism, right, era. And then you got the Vietnam era. And then you got the 80s, you know, greed is good, anti-government type stuff. Then you got your post 9/11 torture porn, right? And now we're building into this new world of back into supernatural kind of ghost stories. I don't know, it's weird, but it's interesting to track. So I think that much like in the film, the Gill Man itself is representing a kind of missing link between amphibians and fish and man, right? This movie is the missing link between the classic Universal horror and the sci-fi horror during the Red Scare era of the 50s, in my opinion. I love this film. The suit looks amazing. We'll get into all of these little nitty and gritty bits. Jelani, what do you think about this film overall?
Yeah, dude. I love this film. This is one of my kid classics, man. I watched this as a child on VHS like numerous times. I own a copy of it from Walmart. I watched this a lot. I love the scares of it. I love that Gillman suit. That thing. I mean, there were like 2 different suits or so. I know we're probably going to get into that, but the swimming suit and the suit out of water, and it is so menacing. Like that could still be a Gillman now. Like that practical effect was absolutely beautiful. And I like the cast. The cast is so goofy. I know we're gonna get to our favorite characters, but there's one particular character that I'm just like, yeah, I could see myself playing that guy if I was ever cast in a movie like this. But it's such a cool little 50s, just scary, simple film. It's very simple, and it's told, people go to a Black Lagoon to find fossils, find a monster. Monster starts killing people. It's so simple, and it's so it's a little slow in parts, but at the same time, the actual story of it, the actual creature itself. Once you see that creature on screen, how menacing it is, and even for that time,
dude, it looks so good. It looks better than shit today,
awesome.
bruh.
Yeah,
it looks better than shit today.
Way better.
You got the story too, where like the villains are almost the humans, right? They're coming into this world. They're like poisoning the water. They're throwing cigarette butts into the water. Like that, like sticks out to me, right? And like, and the one dude, the blonde guy or whatever, that's also got eyes on the dude that works for him's daughter, right? Yeah, and he's all like, the moment's like, oh, I hope you care for my safety just as much. And it's like, bro, weird stretch, man. Like, obviously they're together. Like, don't be trying to make it like, I know you're in the Amazon and I know you're on the Amazon River and, slim pickings. I get it. Slim pickings. But anyway, but he's kind of like a villain too. He's like, we're staying here. We're gonna get the evidence. And this movie's saying some stuff. We'll get to it, man. But overall, I think it really does hold up. I think, like, is it terrifying to people today? No, not at all. Right. No. But the way it's shot, the way it's presented, it's a universal classic. That's what it is. Speaking of classic, Brooks, this wasn't your first time, right? You've watched this before. Yeah, you've watched it. I mean, you can't be my homie and not watch this film.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, okay?
Like, I'm pretty sure we watched like all of the Universal horror movies at some point.
Yeah. In fact, when I let Brooks borrow my my previous Universal set that just has like the first films today to watch the Creature, he was like, does it have all the Creature films? I was like, no, it doesn't. But we can hook you up.
House of Frankenstein or any of that stuff.
He was like, does it have House of Frankenstein on here? It's like, no, man, but no, I can hook you up with House of Frankenstein. What do you think of this film, Brooks?
I like this movie. It's, it's kind of like some of the other movies we've been watching. It kind of starts as a character-driven movie, and then goes into the suspense later on. But the creature looks like super good in this movie, and like I like the underwater scenes look really good too. Surprisingly for for the time they're from, and the way like how they can move in that suit underwater, it's like it's an impressive thing. I think that was impressive like in the modern times.
Yeah, it would be right.
That's like back then.
Rico had like a more lightweight suit that was there was no room, by the way, for like an air tank or whatever in there. That's why it looks so good, and it's super lightweight. It's like skin tight and lightweight. Yeah. But he had to hold his breath at times up to four minutes. The guy got cast because he was a really good swimmer in Florida, and they were shooting. Sense. That was second unit. All the underwater stuff is second unit. They filmed that in Florida. He was there. They cast him. Then they did the majority of their film on the Universal lot, right, with Ben Chapman, and that was done on the exact same set. The Lagoon set is the same set they filmed a lot of Gilligan's Island on.
Huh. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you like it, Brooks?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the cast, because the movie is nothing without the cast, and I love the way performers are back in the 30s and 40s. The way they talk like this, and like it's like there's a word for that, and I can't remember what it is. It's like a fake dialect. Like nobody actually talks like that except for in like 30s, 40s, and 50s Hollywood, right? Movies. I love it. I think it's shot incredibly great. But out of the cast, the people that make the movie come to life, the characters, what's your favorite? What do you want to highlight, Jelani?
Man, okay. Like I said before, this guy would play. Like I couldn't wait. It's freaking Captain Lucas, the captain of the Rita.
You stole my answer, man. Oh my god.
Freaking awesome. That man is so baller. He's like, he smokes his cigars, and he's like, he doesn't care his crew members are dead. He's just so laid back.
He's a Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he's the most, He's the most laid back captain ever. Like, yeah, his entire crew is dead by the end of this movie, and he's just happy go lucky, smoking his cigars, doing his thing.
Real quick.
He's such a great character.
Real quick,
And-
Verno says from the Cerebros says, I think the acting was better in this film than most of the 80s horror I've been watching. I mean, you're probably right, bro. These were contracted actors, though.
They did
Universal.
their job.
Yeah, you would sign a contract with Universal, and you would get paid a salary, and you would do whatever they
whatever
told you to
film.
do.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Whatever movie came up. But
I mean, you're right. Okay, the captain. My favorite scene in this movie is when the guy who's the money, right?
Yeah,
is like
Mark,
we're gonna stay here, and then the one dude who's also in it came from outer space, I believe, was like, no, we're leaving, right? And he's like, well, I say we're gonna, and the captain shows up, and when Lucas and he's like, there's only one person who makes the rules on the water, and that's the Capitan, and that's me, and then he says something else, and then he like pulls his fucking knife out, bro. That's so hardcore for 54, man.
Yeah. The thing was, like, they could have left. They should have left when, like, they first captured the creature. When they first captured the creature, they should have left immediately. Be like, hey, we got this. But David, the main character guy, he was like, we gotta finish our work. And I was like, no, David, we gotta go. We gotta kill her creature thing. We need to keep drugged the entire time we're doing this. Oh yeah, I'd have taken that thing with me. But they decided to stay, do their little research, and then it escaped. So I mean, it killed that guy, killed his last crewmate, the captain, his last crewmate. So it's that. But I like that creature. That the creature is that menacing that he found a way to get out during that whole part. But yeah, going back to the captain. Yeah, Captain's my favorite character, hands down.
Yeah, he's an amazing character. And Billy, we hope you start feeling better out there, by the way. He's an amazing character. He really he's just so funny and badass, and he like, I don't know, there's always somebody in this, and he's the comedic relief, basically. That's in the film, but it works.
He does a great job at it.
But dude, I have never seen a scene. I love all of these Universal classic monster movies, but I've never seen a scene like the one where he pulls the knife up to that dude's throat and he's like, "Did you want to say something to me?" Like, bruh, that is like,
he had a chance.
Yeah,
they had a chance. They had a chance to leave. They didn't leave. But this time the captain's listening to David. He's just like,
well, because the goddamn creature, the goddamn gill man, decides he's gonna clog up the only entrance out of this lagoon,
right?
Because he's hoping to get some strange. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of strange, Brooks, what's a character that you'd like to highlight in this film?
I actually like the female lead in this film. Like, I keep thinking her name was Faye, but it's not. It's something else.
I think it is Faye. Her name is Faye in the Kay. Her name's Kay.
Kay is Kay. Yeah.
Kay Lawrence. Yeah. Kay Lawrence.
Yeah. But I guess she's actually for the time, she's a decent female character. I mean, she does, kind of fall into the damsel role later on, but earlier on in the movie, she's shown to be intelligent, capable.
Mm-hmm.
Like she gets along with everybody.
Yeah. She has to wear at the time a very scantily clad swimming suit. It's so weird when you look at it today and you're like, that's the most unsexy thing.
Right, it is.
Like, she's fine, but like what is that? Like, there's so much. Why is there so much there anyway?
It's weird seeing woman with job back then.
Right. True.
But there's still
woman with job, but woman with science job.
But there's still the moment, for instance, where Richard Carlson's character, whatever, I think that's his name, he says, "Oh, I don't know, going into an unexplored territory in the Amazon jungle with a woman."
It's still, the olden days.
Yeah. Right.
Come back.
It's a little progressive for then, I suppose.
And they're all like, "Come back, you're swimming too far, woman. You're swimming too far." And meanwhile, she is the creature's basically masturbating. Swimming underneath her. Like, I don't know.
You gotta be a creeper.
He was getting it. That was some good photography.
There's some rumors out there that Guillermo del Toro always wanted to see them fuck in that scene, and that's why he made Shape of Water.
Shape of Water? That makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Shape of Water is great. It makes a lot of sense.
It's the only thing we've ever gotten close to a remake to this film, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It's awesome.
All the other Universal classics have been redone multiple times. but not the creature. Not like Hammer never touched it. That's interesting,
Right.
right? But it was a different era. Like while this was going on, Hammer was about to get rampant. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's it's not as gothic, but I do think that some certain moments of it feel gothic. My favorite in the cast, then, since Jelani stole the captain, I'll go the creature. Like this is just a dude in his natural environment. Yeah, he killed those dudes in the tent. Why?
He did.
No reason,
They're
really.
all
That there's no reason for that one. But outside of that, like every kill that he does, to me, is justified in this film.
Justified.
They're showing up on his land, poisoning his water, killing the fish. There's an environmentalist kind of message in this film for the 50s, and we'll get into that later, but I love the Gill Man. On land, Ben Chapman does a fantastic job. But I'm pretty, Rico Browning. Oh my goodness, the way that he swims is so graceful. It's like like the only ballet I would really go see. Well, I mean, I'd go see Swan Lake. Okay, let's just be honest. I'd go see Swan Lake. But could you imagine just watching with great music somebody just swim like the creature does in this movie? You watch movies from the 50s and the suits all like this, right? And you watch even shit from today and it just doesn't look good. But the Gill Man, especially when he's underwater, when he's swimming, it's so freaking amazing, and it's so like provocative. Like there's something sexy about it, man. And that's what Del Toro saw. There was something really interesting. What's that? I may. I don't know. Who's that? Do you like fish sticks? Anyway, the way, but one of the things that highlights that is the way it's shot. That underwater photography is some of the best I've ever seen, especially from like anything pre-1999. I mean, seriously, like it's really good. It's shot fantastically well. The black and white looks amazing. The matte paintings, the sets, you got all these different locations and environments that they're filming in, but it makes one cohesive film. And it was also shot for 3D. I've seen this film on John's projector, Hammer Time Holshoe, over at his place. I've watched this in 3D, and it is spec-fucking-tacular, bruh. It looks amazing. The style is great. We'll get to the music, but the way that it is lit, the way it's filmed, it's got this, I mean, I've been using this word, but it's got this graceful quality that matches this like ballet aspect to me of the Gill Man swimming. And when Julie Adams' character is swimming and he's swimming underneath her, right? That weird scene, right? It's kind of poetic and beautiful, right? And that's something that really is striking about this movie. As far as the pacing goes and the writing, it's very much 1950s Universal, post-Limley Empire, right? It pops, though. It doesn't waste time. It gets going. And when it ends, it's like, bro, we're done. Like, we're done. Yeah, and I love it. It doesn't.
All those Universal movies were those, like, villain's dead. The end.
Yeah. Movies back in those days didn't feel pretentious enough to even have, like, a denouement or whatever, right? Or is it denouement? Denouement? What is it? How do you say that? What do you think of the style and structure of the film, Jelani?
Yeah, I mean it's very cohesive. I mean it's black and white. They could have been anywhere and done anything. You can tell the paintings in the background and the projector that's running in the background in certain scenes when they're like in the water, or in the water when they go to Brazil. And that background is just weird. I'm like, God, this is so out of place. I know they're in a studio or something. It just looks weird, but and they're not really riding in the boat. But it's seamless. It looks like it goes with it because you go to the next scene and they're like on the boat. I'm like, oh, they filmed this perfectly, So I like a lot of it. I mean, you can fudge a lot of things, like I said, in black and white. The creature suit is by far one of the best. Like it's an achievement. Like both of those suits.
That's one thing I want to get into real quick. So the actual suit was designed by the first female animator at Disney Studios, right?
Wow.
Her name was oh my goodness, where's her name? Trying to figure it out. Oh my goodness. Someone help me out with her name. It's Milson. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
All right, Jelani, keep talking while I look it up.
Well, I was just gonna say, like that suit is like freaking amazing. I know it was two suits. One was just the skin tight suit for the land, and the other was just the swimming suit. And look, the
Yeah.
way it looks in both indications is so detailed. The hands, more than anything, it's just like the hand that's coming out at you. Oh yeah, it freaks me out, man. Like they were. I'm glad. Yeah. Oh, and every time he came on the screen with those hands, it's so scary when the doctor with the pipe, he was always with the pipe. Um, when he gets scarred by the or burned by the monster or the creature, and he's sitting there in the bed, and they're just trying to like get the drugs ready for the water, and that hand comes out like through the porthole, trying to reach it after him. It is some of the scariest junk. Like when I was a kid, that freaked me out. Of course, now it's okay, but back then, oh my gosh, that hand is just so detailed. It's just so
Yeah.
freaking gorgeous. It's really nice to look at this film again after all this time. Like I haven't watched this movie probably like 10 years, somewhere in there. But I still have the VHS somewhere in my. It's actually out my storage shed. I wish I'd gone and get it. But it's the yellow cover. It's got the creature on the front and the girl's like screaming in the background.
Yeah.
But it's the aesthetic of that on that box. I mean, it perfectly matches what goes on in this film. And it's if you're a kid, you're a little kid, you could be freaked out by this. I mean, we're not that much desensitized, but if you show this to like a 5 or 6-year-old, they're gonna freak out. Some form of fashion. Some form of fashion.
In 1954 for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you get it has that aesthetic, and I really enjoy that these classic films, still kind of hold up. It holds up really well. The acting is great. It's a little slow in parts for me, but at the same time, it still keeps that pace going of where we're about to go. Because once the real murders start, it ramps up. So I really like it a lot. I like this film a lot for that.
William lets us know that Chris Mueller sculpted the head, and Jack Cavan sculpted or created the bodysuit. The actual design of the creature was Millicent Patrick. She is the forgotten woman who designed the creature from the Black Lagoon. Here's the thing. She is incredibly photogenic and gorgeous, right? So they actually used her with her pencils, like her art and the sculpture. Like she thought that the sculptors did her design justice, right? So they actually did a whole ad campaign of her posing with the sculpture of the creature and the pictures of the creature and the head of the Universal makeup department at the time.
Wow.
Not Jack Pierce, but like one of the later guys. I can't remember his name. He was kind of like jealous, I guess, about it. And he kind of took sole credit for it. So it wasn't actually until like the 90s, I think, that it came out that Patrick had much to do with it. But she is a very monumental figure, of course, in Universal.
Oh, she is fine. Yeah,
she's gorgeous, bro. She's got it. Speaking of gotten it, Brooks, what do you think about the style, structure, and the special effects in this film?
Well, I mean, it's Universal. Like it's very much
it's a Universal picture.
Those type of Universal monster movies. Probably it most resembles The Mummy in most ways, I think, because you got your characters, and then there's just like this unseen menace that kind of is. I like how it shows his hands like in the last parts, like going building up the suspense, and then like there's someone around, all of a sudden he's just there. He just kind of just pops onto the screen for a second. And the Gillman, of course, he does look really good, and he is pretty scary. Just those gigantic claw hands, and like the way that the violence that he does is kind of like just implied more than anything. Makes it even more scary because you just see his hand like just go over cover a dude's whole face, and then you just hear a bunch of screaming and like rumbling around. But I don't know. I don't think the Gill Man's quite as scary as the Mummy for me.
No.
But I mean, he's still got it.
Here's the thing, because I feel like I would go to ancient Egypt and
Yeah,
explore tombs and shit, right? I feel like I feel like the Mummy could get me. And
yeah.
Imhotep, like Boris Karloff's got this charm about him, right? That would fuck me up. But I would not catch my ass on a fucking dingy ass
Well, if
boat
you want me to get on a boat
in,
in this
in the
mosquito-ridden
middle of
hellhole,
unexplored fucking
No,
Amazon. They knew so little about the Amazon at this point. They're all like, it's been this way for 150 million years. I'm like,
like there's centipedes a foot long.
no.
I don't think that's true.
Rats as big as sheep.
Like, I don't think that's true, man.
Nah.
I really don't. I
They're
get
just
that they
making stuff up.
just making shit, bro. It's just that's part of the theme. I think is about the evolution of education. Ooh, 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 that's something. But before we get into that, let's get into the music. The music's interesting in this film because it is okay. So the music will be credited as being helmed by this one guy. Is like he wrangled it together. I don't remember, but Henry Mancini, Hans Salter, and Hermann Stein. It was 3 different composers. One of them had 12 minutes composed in the film. One had 12 minutes, and the other had 16. And the remaining 9% was stock music from Universal. But the guy who gets the credit in the actual movie, I think, if I remember this correctly, I think he actually took all of those bits and recorded them with an orchestra or whatever, right? But I think it was Mancini who did the theme and came up with the 3-note theme for the creature, the dun 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 dun. And everybody that did music for the film had to add that in when the creature appeared. And I'm going to tell you guys this: a lot of the Universal classic monster movies either don't have music or have stock music that's not necessarily made for that film. Bride of Frankenstein sticks out. So does Creature from the Black Lagoon. Because even though they use the stock stuff, it works, right? The romantic parts and the ballads and stuff, but it feels seamless. It doesn't feel like it's a hodgepodge of stock music and 3 composers. It has a thing that goes all the way through and thread. And aside from Bride of Frankenstein, I can't think of another Universal monster movie that really kind of does that. So I love the score of this movie in particular. It is obnoxious because it's those trumpets, and it's out there. But if you're watching that in 3D in 1954 in a movie theater, probably first of all you're getting a headache because it's some drunk dude up there as the projector and he hit him just a few seconds off. The 2 projectors because and that's why 3D kind of died out. I did a little bit more research into that today, and 3D died out not because it wasn't cool, but because they didn't you had to trust someone to hit both projectors at the same time, and most times that didn't happen. But anyway, what do you think about the music, Jelani? Because I know you love this theme.
Man, I freaking love this theme. What are you talking about? Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun! Every time he came on the screen, that music played. I absolutely adore this music. This music was in my head before I even knew that this was going to be a review. I was like, oh god, I get to hear that music again. It's so cool. And of course, yeah, the romantic bits have beautiful music. The beginning of time music, the narration at the very beginning, that's some good music.
This movie starts off like fucking Genesis.
It does, and it's so weird that it starts out like that.
But with evolution too. Notice that's something they're doing, and this is definitely something of the time because I think it's kind of wild that this is just of the time. So they're making this movie that's about evolution, but they got to tie it into creationism at the same time, which probably because I watched this movie at an early age, I never had a problem believing in creation and evolution. I don't know. It's because this movie set it all up for me, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, that was a segue. Sorry.
No, it makes total sense.
Tangent.
It does. It makes sense because it does have all those elements of evolution and creationism. They have to put them both in there because God's in everything. So we have that tendency. But anyway, with this music. Yeah, it's very nice. It goes with this movie. Everything blends very well. Um, I mean, the standout music, the three notes is the best part. I'm sorry, it's just so baller.
But
Like
how
I
it
can't.
gets utilized is amazing. Like it's
It's
done in
just
that
perfect.
it blares out in those moments when he shows up, but it's also
Yeah.
used like when they're swimming, it's used in
Hmm.
a more like melodic kind of way. Bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum, bum. Like it's really cool, man.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I'm sorry. The best scene ever is when he's swimming
Yeah.
with Kay, and she's just in the water swimming, and that music is so playful and sinister at the same freaking time. And I'm like, wow, they're pulling this off, and like it's a seamless shot. Like he's following this girl swimming like perfectly while this music is ominously playing, and you're like, oh god, he could get her like anytime. He could just grab her, and he's just touching her toes and touching her feet, and I'm like, oh god, oh god, he's gonna get her. It's so and the
Yeah.
music just goes really well with that scene though.
It's like
Just
a
with that scene.
ballet.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is. I would love to see someone
it's so
adapt this
playful.
into some kind of like a dance number. It would
Hmm.
work. I think it could be very playful and
It's
whimsical.
100% gold.
Movie's got that moment to it, and I love it. And the music at the time was simple, but
Mhm.
it did build up the drama, says Brother Joe. And yeah, at the time, and I don't think it's any more simple than say modern music, but sometimes this music's more effective. But at the same time, it was this like studio mentality of like assembly line, throw it
Right,
together and shit like that. But so it's so much
Marvel
more
movies.
amazing to me. It's so much more amazing to me that it works
Hmm.
so well. Brooks, what do you think about the music?
Uh, it didn't really stand out much to me. It's pretty typical music for a movie of this time. The theme, it does pop, but other than that, it's just your typical kind of old school movie background music. Not
Fair enough.
not bad, but not great either.
Well, at least you noticed it.
Yeah.
And you had to notice the dun 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 bum
Well, it's
bum
just like
bum.
the only way you could not recognize that is if like you're deaf.
Yes, it goes over and over and over. That's why
Yeah,
I
like
I
in the
love the
subtitles, like
music.
the three notes.
I think
Like,
the best score out of these Universal monster classics is Bride of Frankenstein, because that's an original score, and they have every character has their theme and stuff, and it's not so as obnoxious as this one. This one does get kind of repetitive, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does. But I love it. I
William says the audio soundtrack of Creature from the Black Lagoon is available on CD on Amazon. What's a CD? CD's nuts. Anyway, speaking of CD's nuts, let's talk about what this movie's actually about. There's a lot of themes in this, actually. It's kind of chock full of them, as they would say. Jelani, what's this movie about to you?
It's well, we've talked about it already in parts. It's evolution, the missing link, the things that we should probably leave alone, uh, things that we shouldn't mess with. I believe. I think people want to find discoveries and want to make names for themselves for like this institute with Mark and David trying to find the, the fossil, the origin of this fossil that they dig up. So I think it's more so the hubris of these characters wanting to just make a discovery, and Mark wants to make the money. So he's all about this. I've got to get this creature, got to get this creature, got to make this money, and it's the like I said before, the things we shouldn't mess with, things that you should just leave alone. I think the second the first crewman died, even though those two guys died, yes, but the second that first crewman died, we were like, we're going. We can't do this anymore.
Yes.
This is already too dangerous. We've lost 3 people already. It's time to get the guy gets pulled off the freaking boat. He's pulled off the boat and there's blood on the ground. I'm like, yeah, let's keep doing this. He's dead. Who cares? He's just this guy. No, we would have ended right there. It's time to go. We got to pack it up. So it's just things you don't need to mess with stuff. You don't mess with Creature Black Lagoon. You don't mess with Black Goo, especially when there's like when Captain Lucas says there were stories of people going to this lagoon, and they would go to this lagoon and never come back. Like, oh, well,
I love
definitely
how
should go.
I love how even after saying that, Lucas is like,
He
sure,
goes
let's
anyway.
Go. Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
They said it was impossible. I can do it. You know, he's
Yeah.
got that gung ho spirit.
He does. Lucas is awesome.
It's about evolution. It's about exploration, right?
Yeah.
And it's about exploration of a lot of different things. There's a sexualness, like of exploration about this movie. It's this Gill man, much like some of the other horror movie films. He wants a movie. He's like, what's that up there? And you cannot tell me that Steven Spielberg is not influenced by this movie for Jaws. You cannot tell me that the opening of Jaws is not influenced by this movie. You get what I'm saying? Like 100%. You know Spielberg watched these movies. He got to watch them on the big screen.
Sharks can be playful.
Hell yeah.
Sharks are real playful.
Next thing you know, a shark is fucking a chick on a screen, and then we know we have jumped the shark officially.
Shape of water.
Yeah, right.
Water.
Shape of water. You know, it's about fish love. Speaking of fish love, Brooks, what is this movie about to you?
Well, I think one of the big things is kind of the arrogance of mankind, which is kind of personified in the Mark character. You know, he's so eager to, you know, even the scientist guy says, like, you don't sound like a scientist now. You sound like a big game hunter. It's kind of that, like the idea, you know, that man is always the apex predator. Like we're always the top of the food chain. You know, even if there is a creature that's, you know, physically stronger or better than us, we have like superior technology to take it down. You know, he's showing off his spear gun. Like, look what I can do with this.
Yeah.
But, you know, you know, man, we're the apex predator until, you know, we go somewhere where we're not. And that's kind of what happens here. Like in the lagoon, the Gill man is the apex predator. And he's a tough son of a bitch, too. I mean, he takes like 2 harpoons. He gets shot like a shitload of times. And he still manages to like get a ways away before he dies.
Yeah, and spoilers, he doesn't die. He doesn't die.
He comes back.
Yeah.
The creature comes back.
2 more movies.
The Gilman. The Gilman returns.
The last he has like some kind of healing powers too.
Bro, yeah. I gotta let you watch the rest of them because like it's actually a very sad story over 3 films. Because in the second film,
he's become a human, right?
In the second film, what happens is they bring him to the real world and put him on an exhibit like SeaWorld, right?
King Kong.
Yeah, and he gets out and he like causes commotion. In the third one, they try to round him up in the Florida Everglades because that's where he is now, and they burn him up and they have to perform emergency surgery, and they realize he has human skin underneath him. And they have to remove all of the scaly stuff. Now he can no longer go into the ocean. And the movie ends with him fucking going into the ocean after it's calling to him throughout the entire movie. He goes into the ocean and drowns to death. Bruh. That's how you end a fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon remake, right?
That's how it's done.
Damn.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. All right. What's the movie about to me? Lots of things. There's the environmentalist aspect of it. I don't know how intentional it was, but it's there. She dumps her cigarette. He sees her. The poison. Obviously, he wants to bang her too. I mean, that's just obvious, right?
Clear.
But like they're poisoning the water. They're killing all these fish. There's the juxtaposition of these images. They are talking about that, right? They're talking about we're going into this amazing place where it's been untouched for millions of years, and they're just casually flicking fucking cigarettes and dumping poison in the water and killing the fish that they themselves say are the most important finds out there. I gotta find this lungfish. Let's fucking poison it. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so there's that. That's kind of
there's the part where he goes down to like get that plant and he cuts the roots out, and the Gill man looks at him like,
yeah,
what the fuck are you doing?
That's the first interaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you fucking with my environment? Like, bro, you don't belong here, right? That's another theme. We don't belong there. Sometimes, like Jelani likes to say, get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? We don't belong there. It's like the title of Jordan Peele's next movie. Nope. Like, sometimes you just got to be like, nope, we ain't. Nope. No, I ain't going through this narrow ass shit where you got to like.
There's a lagoon down here. Nobody's ever come back from it.
Yeah,
hell
sure.
no, I'm not going back there.
How much you paying? Sure, let's do it. Let's do it. So there's that too. But the movie to me, of course, there's the evolution aspect as well, right? But to me, it's and like Jillian said, the missing link. It's about the missing link in evolution. It's about the missing link between creationism and evolution theory, right? And it's to me about the missing link between what we know and what we don't know. And what we don't know is more than what we know. You know what I'm saying? You watch this movie back then and you're like, oh, this science doesn't hold up. You know why? Because we're like almost 100 years later, right? You get what I'm saying? Like we're like 80, we're like 70 years later, something like that. So like what we don't know right now is more than what we know. And so when we're out there, yeah, don't be flicking your cigarettes out into the unknown because we don't know what it is. And the unknown is going to bite you in the ass, right? We're going to be talking about From Beyond next Horrorfest, by the way. That's an official announcement. So this is something that like is totally, it connects. I love this film. It's so poetic with the way it's shot, but it's also poetic in its theme. Because it is the missing link, and it's about that in evolution. It's about that in theory. It's about that in philosophy, and it's about that in a very meta way about the movie horror genre themselves. Like going from the supernatural, talky horror films of the 30s and the 40s into this new age of radiation and aliens and Gojira. The same year Gojira came out, the same year Them came out, the giant ant movie. And what separates this from that is that bridge, that this is not a creature made by radiation. It's not created by, like science. It's not anything like that. This is a natural creature. So this is a man versus nature type story as well, in my opinion. So this movie's, they say that old movies are kind of simple, but bruh, they say a lot, don't they, y'all?
They do.
They do indeed.
They do indeed. Now it's time to rate the film. Out of 5 possible you digs, you out there in the chat, what do you give Creature from the Black Lagoon? And what do you give it, Jelani?
I'm definitely watching it again. I've watched it like probably 20 times in my lifetime anyway. So I'll give this. This will get a 4. I like it a lot. I love the music. I love that costume. I love the killer instinct of the Gill Man. He's justified in a lot of it. So it's a good watch. I suggest if you like horror movies, I think everyone should get into Universal horror monster movies. You gotta get into the Universal monster movies, and this is one of the mainstays. So I mean, absolutely, I agree with just picking all these up, watching all of them. Now I want to see the sequels. I heard about the sequels and the plots of them, but now I want to see them. So I'm definitely excited for
Clint
that.
Eastwood is in one of them. He's like a random ass doctor in one of them. I think the last one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
A very young Clint Eastwood.
These, but I'm super excited to see these now. So definitely a big, that's a 40 days for me. Absolutely.
All right, 40 digs is respectable, especially for this. I wouldn't say that it's I wouldn't say it's my favorite Universal monster movie, but it's definitely up. It deserves to be up there. It deserves to be in the pantheon, we should say, right? Speaking of deserving to be in the pantheon, the head of the pantheon PCP is not me, it's not Hammer Time, it's not Jelani, it's Brooks. Brooks, what do you rate this film out of 5, you digs?
Yeah, I could give this one a 4 too. It's good. I like it, but it does kind of lag a bit for me in spots. Like it does get a little boring at times, but it does pick up, and I love the Gill Man, and what else is there to say? Gill Man for life.
Gilman. Okay, Eastwood's in the second film as a lab tech. There you go.
Okay.
Is this a pre-Rawhide Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Yeah.
Pretty sure. That sequel probably would have been 55, 56? 55 probably.
Yeah.
Because they churned these motherfuckers.
Revenge with the creature. Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go 4.5. I honestly think that this is iconic. I think it's one of the best practical effect creature suits we've ever gotten. This is up there with Pumpkinhead, bro.
It's not bad.
it looks amazing. The way it looks, when it's swimming, and the fact that there's two different suits, one very lightweight, one very heavy, but it's seamless. This movie is so many different parts. There's like, I've never seen a movie that depended so much on the second unit. The underwater scenes are some of the best I've ever seen. The 3D effects are some of the best I've ever seen in a classic film. House of Wax is cool. But have you seen Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D? It's awesome, y'all. It's like a cube of fucking water sometimes. And they're just out there, right? So I like it. Sometimes it's a bit murky, but I cannot believe how amazing this movie looks on Blu-ray. So to me, it's iconic. It's not quite the Wolfman. It's not Dracula. It's not the Mummy. It's not Frankenstein or Bride or Invisible Man, but it is and should be considered as worth it as those films. For me, 4.5, right? So 4 from Jelani and Brooks, 4.5 from me for a PCP average of 4.6. 66. Damn, that was weird. It's kind of anticlimactic. But
well, it happens.
Yeah.
We don't do math here anyway. So.
William says 5 you digs. Perfect score. Verno from the Cerebro says 4 you digs. First time I've ever seen it. Hell yeah.
Really? Cool job.
Yeah. Danny wants to know, how would you guys do a modern reboot? What elements do you find important to keep and what might you change? The important thing to keep is the animalistic nature of the Gill Man.
Yeah, don't try to get inside the Gill Man's head.
Yeah. Don't follow him. Just
don't get too into it. Make the human story a little bit more like up to date and interesting, but like keep the Gill Man like a force of nature is what I would do. And practical effects.
That's all day.
Practical
all day.
Effects. No
Just do
CG. No CG. By the way, when Julie would be swimming for those scenes with the creature, they were in a actual heated tank, believe it or not, and the crew would repeatedly forget to turn the heat on. So there you go.
Why.
Yeah. It happens. Albert says 4.5, you digs. And Brother Joe says 4 out of 5, you digs. Thanks, Robbie, for going old school. Happy Halloween. Oh, we always got to go old school. Always. In fact, 5 years ago, me and John did this for the finale of Horrorfest 2016. So you can actually catch our early thoughts back then, but not as good. So that concludes our review of Creature from the Black Lagoon. We were not going to do a back chat, but you guys want to do a quick little back chat? You guys want to do one? Quick little back chat? I mean, we're under an hour right now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would like to see a little bit of a back chat. You know that tomorrow night we're not going to get to do a back chat because we're doing all. That's right. Tomorrow night, all 12 Halloween films, the Rob Zombie ones, the new ones, the original ones, the Thorn trilogy. Oh my goodness. I still got to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. We got a lot to talk about, and then we're wrapping it all up Saturday night at Dylan's Horror Show with a look at The Exorcist. And all I got to say is, and I don't usually like to give any credit to Star Trek Enterprise, but it's been a long road. Look at all that shit, man.
Keeping from down the hill. Good times, man. A lot of movies.
We got a super chat from Comic Toby. Says, I tried for many months to find work. Now I said, forget it. I bought hash, a few grams of flour, and 4 tall cans. I'm going to lock myself in the garage and watch adult films, listen to music, and chill. Comic Toby, sometimes that's exactly what you got to do. All right, y'all. Join us tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Time. All 12 Halloween films. Saturday night, The Exorcist over at Dylan's Horror Show. We'll be right back for a little bit of back chat. And until then, remember, bum bum bum, bum bum bum.
isn't that cute? You both have your little pictures.
Yeah, I like pictures. They're pretty.
That's so adorable.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was like, I lost my picture. I like my Superman picture shirt. I'll find another one. I take a lot of Superman pictures. Anywho, welcome back, everybody. How are things? Guess we're going to do some back chat. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Stuff and things.
I got someone for jury duty.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't been summoned for that in years.
Yeah,
How long?
I was summoned like probably about over 10 years ago, but it was from Morgan County, and I already moved to Madison by then, so I just like called them and said like I'm in Morgan County. I'm like, all right, you're off the hook.
Bye. I was in a federal one for like 2 weeks. Like, yeah. Lame.
Hey, how you do? How you do? Oh, it's for Toby. Let me tell you about this little man I know. It's crazy, Joker man, don't you understand that he's insane, man? Don't you understand that he's got no plan? Yo, what? The Joker always has a plan, don't you know? He's gotta walk underneath the stereo. Oh, but the video gets him every time, don't you know? Can't you understand? Even fucking standing, man. Anyway, what's up, everybody?
So
Welcome to Back Chat.
God. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I take it you didn't find my jury duty story exhilarating.
No, I thought it was funny, but like Jay was sleeping. Did you guys see that? He was snoozing.
Oh shit.
Oh, sorry, Jay.
Snoozing.
Sorry, our jury
duty.
Yeah. Things happen.
What's all that? What's all that?
Duty.
Duty.
It's
All
your
right.
duty to please that booty.
In honor of Brother Jay, who is a clown, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. Literally, he's a clown. But cheers, like to you, what's the best horror movie about clowns? I'm asking you in the chat too. I'll kick us off while y'all think. Killer clowns from outer space. Clown
Easy.
aliens show up. They turn people into cotton candy. It's ridiculous. It's
Scares the crap out of
goofy.
me.
It's stupid. I love it. It's ridiculous. But there's some good ones to still be taken. So, what do y'all think?
God.
The original It series is what always pops into my head first. Like the
Yeah.
first half.
Pennywise, the first half.
Yeah, I think the first
Not-
half
not
of
the
old
spider
It
monster.
miniseries was actually had some really scary shit in it. I thought it was really good.
Because it's fucking Tim Curry, and he looked like
Uh-huh.
Bozo.
Yeah.
He looked like Bozo. like I grew up watching Bozo in the morning, right? And it looked like fucking Bozo, like Pennywise. Oh my god, it scared the hell out of me, man. It's creepy with those teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
he
that the
bothers-
original Pennywise with Tim Curry is scarier than the Skarsgård one from the new films? Because I think so. I think the new one's too try hard.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I liked that Pennywise though. I don't know what it was about that one. It was kind of try hard, but I liked the first half of that. I don't think I ever watched the second. No, I didn't watch the second half. I didn't care to watch it. Just because I knew it was going to be horrible, and I was right.
That's a good one. That's a good one though. The original It is a really good scary clown.
It is. It really
Tim
is.
Curry. What about you, Jelani? Speaking of scary clowns.
I'm trying to think, man. Okay. Violator from Spawn.
Jesus.
John Leguizamo.
So you're taking Spawn as your clown themed horror movie?
Scariest fucking
Yes.
clown horror movie is Spawn.
I could think of any other clowns, man. I was just like,
You should,
Horror
if you
clowns.
said like the animated series, that'd be a little different.
Yeah. His
Well,
John
that
Link
was
was
pretty
almost
good.
scary.
No, he wasn't. It's just weird, man. I don't know. You took all the good ones. The second you said Pennywise, I was like, yeah, dadgummit.
Well,
So
there's
yeah,
always Shakes. There's always Shakes the Clown. It's not necessarily a horror film, but that's a scary one. No,
yeah.
I think
What
that
was
I've
that
never.
movie
I've
with? It was the It wasn't directed by Kevin Smith, but it had Dante,
it was Brian
Ryan
Johnston,
O'Halloran in it.
right?
It
Yeah,
was like a clown who
Vulgar the
like,
Clown.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
Do you
remember
remember
that. That
Vulgar?
movie was
Remember
fucked
we
fucked
up.
bought
up. The
that shit?
clown.
We bought that shit on
Yeah,
DVD, super expensive, or I should say, I bought it.
you bought it.
I wish I still had it. I think it was, what's his name? Is it Brian Johnston, the guy with the long hair who's on Comic Book Men, right? That's who
Yeah,
That's who directed that film, wrote and directed it.
I forgot about that though.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Um,
There's one I haven't seen, but the clown looks very scary. Is Terrifier. So there's one I'd like to throw out. Travis says, yeah, it was Brian Johnston. Nice
like from
Johnson.
what was the
ACDC.
one? What's the guy? The guy that played House of Thousand Corpses? Sid Haig. Sid Haig
Yeah.
was
Oh
the
yeah.
clown. Um,
What was his name?
Captain Spaulding.
Yeah, Captain
okay,
Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding. There's him. He was scary, and Sid Haig's pretty scary. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, John Wayne Gacy, but there are no movies about him. So,
Yeah, there is one. There is a movie about him, right?
is there about him being a clown? Is there?
Bro, I don't know, man.
Bride of John Wayne Gacy. I don't know. He's crazy.
The Bride of John Wayne Gacy. I love it. I love it.
He murders. He's murdered. No, I can't think of any other clowns. All clowns are terrifying.
Brandon says Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
It's funny, we were talking about driving to Ronald McDonald's house earlier today.
Why don't you tell us about that, man?
An employee of the Deep had gone to get McDonald's, and it was taking a while. So everybody's like, "What's taking him so long?" And like, is he going to like McDonald's in Arab or something? And I suggested maybe he had to drive to Ronald McDonald's actual house to get the burgers.
In Arab.
Do you know that they've abandoned the Ronald McDonald thing, basically? Have you guys realized
I heard
that?
Yeah.
They'd like pushed like rolled back on Ronald McDonald for a long time now.
Yeah. They've remodeled whole buildings now. They've torn up everything. We don't even have playgrounds anymore. It's just boring M's. The golden arches.
We've lost all the good mascots because they're like, these mascots are appealing to children. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Cereals and fast food is designed to appeal to children. Like,
Yeah.
come
Back
on.
Not tonight.
Yeah, that
was
Moonhead.
different. But it didn't last, though, did it?
Every player.
Well, actually, it did last. That was when McDonald's started opening later, staying open later, right? Hell yeah.
We close 11. Now,
Do you remember when Burger King tried to do the dinner thing, and after 5 p.m. you'd go there and you'd get like
you sit
a
down.
dinner basket?
Yeah.
And so you would sit down, someone would come take your order, they would give you popcorn while you waited. It took forever. You could get like a chicken sandwich, a Whopper, or like there was like deep fried fucking butterfly shrimp was one of them, and I can't remember what the other one was. Maybe it was like chicken nuggets or something. I don't remember, but it didn't last. But that was like, I think that's fucking that was a cool idea. I remember being a kid being like, I think that's awesome.
They want to make it a sit-down
King.
restaurant, though.
Yeah, it's weird. They were trying to compete with the rise of some cheap sit-down like buffet type restaurants, right? And that's why Wendy's did the super buffet, which worked.
God,
and Joe was on the show one time recently, and he was talking about that Sizzler commercial. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I watched that Sizzler commercial. Did you?
I've seen it. Oh, I've seen it before.
Bruh.
Yeah.
It's like this 4-minute long fucking Sizzler commercial during like the Desert Storm era. right? It's like Sizzler is the choice of
Yeah.
America. It's like
Yeah.
so. It's like we got 2 different restaurants in one. You can sit down and order from our menu, or you can get the buffet. And I'm like, bro, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I love a good buffet.
Yeah, man. I miss Golden Corral. I do, to be honest.
I don't miss Golden Corral. Here's a question then.
I like Quincy's. I like
Best buffet.
Sizzler.
Favorite buffet of all time. What you got? And you out there in the chat, join in.
Mine's Meteor Buffet. Chinese.
Some crab
Absolute
legs.
Chinese. And they got them crab legs, son.
I've
You
never
got crab
been
legs
there,
on
bro.
the menu. It's freaking awesome. It's family running owned. Like everybody down to the kids run the register. It's insane. And the food is great. They got like Southern style, like fried chicken, meatloaf, pizza. They got all the stuff along with just, you know, traditional Chinese food. It's so awesome, man. And they made national news because, you know, girl like beat up a guy for some crab legs, waiting for crab legs. It was a
I
good
remember
time.
that. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Brooks, you
It's
got
freaking
a
awesome,
favorite
dude.
buffet of all time?
Well, it's not around anymore, but there used to be this place called Ryan's on South Parkway that had a pretty good
Yeah.
buffet.
Ron,
And I remember
I like
Shoney's
Ryan's.
having a buffet too that was pretty good.
That's Shoney's
They're gone.
breakfast buffet,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, catfish on that bad boy.
Can we get that back,
catfish.
please, man?
God, dog. Can
Yeah,
we
when I
get a
was a teenager,
Shoney's?
buffet is where it's at because I could just like pile me up a big old plate, like gobble it down, and then go and get another one
Get more food.
until I was full.
Brooks wasn't as much of a club kid as me and Jelani was back in the fucking Audis, but the Shoney's breakfast buffet was like a Sunday morning fucking staple. Like you wake up hungover, nothing's better than going to the Shoney's buffet, getting some fried chicken, some waffles and syrup and eggs and bacon and sausage and biscuits and piling it all up and just like soaking up all that extra alcohol. Oh my God, I'd still be drunk going into that
It's good
motherfucker sometimes,
times.
man. Oh,
Pizza buffet.
Yeah.
Cece's was another one I used to go to all the time.
Cece's was a good buffet.
it did, but then it
Yeah.
fell off, man. It fell off. And do we still got one here, right?
We still have a Cece's. Yeah,
still
it's
have
a
one.
university.
I don't know.
And
The one on,
Or is
the
it
one
on
on South
University
Parkway,
now?
I think, closed down.
yeah, the one on
Yeah.
the Parkway closed down, but the one in University, I think, is still open.
It's
Guys,
still open. It's about
let's
Big
get
Jake's.
together. Let's get together and go to CC's. One last ride.
Well, pick a day, man.
Let's do it,
Pick a
man.
day.
Hell yeah. Well, we're off next week in PCP movie night. Maybe we should hang out on Friday night and go to CC's.
Yeah. Go to Cece's.
Yeah, where do you guys do it?
Trip to
We're gonna go
CC's.
watch. We're gonna go
I'm
to
free.
CC's.
It goes like tragically wrong.
Yeah, so we all get the shits.
Yeah. Oh, that's food poisoning.
We all just get the
Someone's
runs.
painted. Oh, why?
My favorite buffet currently. That's tough. It's honestly tough. My favorite buffet currently. I haven't been to one in a while. 88, I think is fine, which is a Chinese buffet here. My favorite buffet of all time. Do you guys remember the movie theater that was on University? Not University 6, but there was a 2-house theater. I saw Rookie of the Year there, and I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
I
there.
watched
Yeah.
Mickey's
The one
Christmas Carol
behind,
there.
It is
Yeah.
now.
It's
It's
Square.
now.
That's one of the movie.
It's now like an auto parts store. It's right there on
I know what you're talking
Sparkman
about.
and University.
The movie's
right?
3?
Yeah. That became a place for a while called Old Country Buffet.
Buffet.
Bruh.
Gone. Missed
That was
my
the
dad's joint.
that was the Sunday
my
after
dad's
church
joint.
spot, bruh. Everything
Barn
there
and
was.
it turned into.
They had chocolate milk on tap.
Mhm.
They had chocolate milk on tap. I felt like Augustus from fucking Willy Wonka when I was there, bro. I was like chocolate milk. Fucking, they would have
I remember
breakfast
it.
out the same time as the salad bar and I love a salad bar, man. I love a salad bar. For lunch today at the Deep, Jay Strick's like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Let's get a salad." He's like, "You just had salads 3 nights in a row, 3 times in a row." I was like, "Yeah, let's get
They're
another
good.
salad. They're good, bruh." Jesus, Old Country Buffet. It was amazing.
I miss that place too, man.
Nothing's like that
They
anymore,
don't
man.
make stuff like that anymore. It's
No, we
gone.
don't.
Yeah.
Unless you go to a casino.
Or you go to Vegas. Yeah.
One of the best, like even
Yeah.
here at Tunica, I went to a
In
buffet.
Tunica.
I went to a buffet and they were serving Bloody Marys and mimosas for the brunch buffet. And dude, that was probably the best. That was probably the best buffet experience of my life, bro. It was amazing. Pizza sucked though. That's the thing is though, you get lower quality food, but you get as much as you want. It's like school food, but as much as you want. And as adults, we're like, yes, we always wanted to just tear ass through the school food line, right?
Yeah.
Give me all that pizza.
Cinnamon roll and the Mexican pizzas. Oh yeah.
Oh, those Mexican pizzas. They sell them at the butcher shop over
Yeah.
at Meridian. I need to get some, man.
Rocket City Meats. That's a plug. We're sponsored by.
If we're, bruh, I will plug Rocket City Meats once a goddamn week. All I need is 1 pack of those Mexican octagon pizzas a week. That's all I need, man. That and help me buy a new toaster oven. That'd be cool. I say a new toaster oven. I don't have a toaster oven. So, or actually, if I just got one of the big air fryers like Jelani has, that would work. Bro, so I got the little one. I got the air fryer. That you know what I'm talking about, like those model. Yeah. So I can fit like 2 good steaks on there. Like I just cooked me and Jamie steaks on Sunday night when we got back from Scarefest, and I can cook 2 good steaks there. But you got the big one with the tray that goes in, bro. That's got to be amazing. Can you fit a whole chicken in there?
You can. I did in fact, I've cooked an entire rotisserie chicken. I roasted a whole chicken. It was. I season it how I want. In fact, that's what I was thinking about doing.
Did you use the flavor injector?
Yeah, I have the. Well, I've got the Tony Chachere's. Ever since I used that.
Yeah.
On turkeys because I use that for all my turkeys, and I can't put a turkey in it. And although I don't think I got to find the right timing to put a turkey in that, but I don't think it'll fit.
If you can fit a chicken, you can fit a duck. Maybe you can make some duck in there.
I'll do some duck in there. It'll work. But it's gorgeous. It comes out perfectly because there's a roast button. All you have to do is push the roast button 25 minutes for 400 degrees. Perfect. It cooks it all the way through. Like it's not runny. It doesn't have any pink at all. It's perfect.
I want to upgrade my air fryer, but I also want to get. I've been looking at it on Amazon. I think it might be on my wish list, but I'm looking at this griddle, right? That's like, it's either a grill or a flat top. You can spin it around. Plus it has a separate burner underneath it with these individual little skillets. So you can cook eggs here.
Yeah,
you can cook ham there. You just layer it and it'll like, me, I love those breakfast sandwiches and I'm thinking about getting one of those, man. It would fill up that entire like extra counter over there, but like, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. If you're cooking food like that, you don't have to use the oven. I mean,
yeah, I want a good griddle, especially like I want a good like flat top to make burgers because I'm getting more and more into like the nuance of burger making, right? And
it's fun.
It's just not good enough in my current skillet situation, right? So I want a flat top. Right? And I live in a little apartment, right? I don't have a balcony, right? So I can't like have like an outdoor type grill. Yeah. So like. I'm thinking about getting this nice like little electric griddle. It's got it like a flat. I'm thinking about it. It's like $69.
Just pull the trigger, man.
I'm thinking about it, bro. I'm thinking about it. There's a couple other things I'm thinking of too. I want to get a 4K TV too as well.
That would be nice.
But I don't know, man. That griddle and upgrading the air fryer would be cool. Brooks, what's the last meal you cooked for yourself personally?
It was probably, I've been making burgers a lot lately. Like, and what I've been doing lately is I'll usually cook a couple of strips of bacon first, and then I'll put the patty in there and then cook it. And then I'll get my bun out and I'll put like some Sweet Baby Ray's on there.
Nice.
And then
you're making a cowboy burger.
That's the best.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the best barbecue sauce, like the best generic barbecue sauce you can get. That junk is
boss.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. I had no clue because I've tried everybody else's and they're too sweet for some reason, but it's the right texture. It's perfect.
Yeah, I don't like an overly sweet barbecue sauce. I don't like most barbecue sauces because of that. Like they're okay for what they are if they're like just a little bit. You guys know me though. I hate ketchup, right? Like it's just fucks
Yeah,
me up. But I like a
tomato
Carolina
sauce.
barbecue sauce on a burger because it's like mustard based. You know, like I really like that, by the way. Apparently there's a shortage, by the way, of mustard packets. We found out
Really?
from McDonald's
It's
today.
not even the mustard; it's just the packets that the mustard comes
Yeah,
in.
because I was like, I got mustard. Y'all need mustard?
Just squeeze a little mustard in
God damn
these
it! Do I got to bring
things.
a jar of mustard to fucking work?
They got the mustard out.
They've got the mustard out. They got the mustard out. Last meal I actually cooked for
God.
myself. Last night we ordered Domino's. I had a Caesar salad and some chicken wings. And then for lunch late yesterday, we had Chop the salad. I had a Southwest salad. It was delicious with
That's an expensive place to eat salad.
a chipotle honey vinaigrette. The salad, nobody makes a salad like them, bro. Trust me. Nobody
That's
in this
true.
town makes a salad like them.
Fuck,
Bro.
is expensive though.
It's
Jesus.
good though. I'm gonna tell you, it's good. So the last one I cooked for myself was actually then I would say Wednesday night, right? And or Tuesday night. What I did was I had Spam and eggs. So I like to take my Spam. I like to slice it very, very thin. I fry it up with a little spray of olive oil, just let it crisp up. My egg recipe I got from my mom, so it's eggs, a hearty serving of shredded cheese. She used sliced American cheese, like processed American cheese.
Yeah.
I use like a
She'd
good
peel and
shredded
take it
cheese.
apart?
Yeah, she'd peel and take it apart. I do that sometimes though. But
I do
I
that.
had this like Mexican blend or whatever for my burrito bowls. So like I put that in there, salt, pepper. I add paprika into it and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And I mix all that up and I made some
That's
and with
nice.
a little tiny bit of almond milk unsweetened. And it's nice fluffy scrambled eggs and some really crispy thin slices of Spam. This last meal I prepared for myself. What about you, Jelani?
Wow. The last meal I prepared for air fried chicken. I used this Creole seasoning that I made off the internet. It is cayenne pepper, black pepper, white pepper, paprika, and garlic powder and turmeric. Put all that stuff together. I also use a bit of Italian seasoning for the herbs. I put that on there. I was gonna fry it, and then I talked to my cousin when I got off work, and I was like, should I fry my chicken or should I air fry it? Because I haven't tried it air fried yet. I wasn't really sure about it yet. And she was like, you need to go to your air fryer. I don't know why you're trying to fry your chicken now. You just fry it in grease. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because I make my batter too thick. Like I make my fried chicken batter too thick sometimes. I like it. It's just, it's the consistency is too much. So I air fried it. And then when I did I just roasted that whole chicken with that seasoning and butter injector from Tony Chachery. And you roast it for 25 minutes, like I said, 400 degrees. I made a nice salad with it. And I also made this loaded baked potato salad where I cut up potatoes, put chives, cheese, bacon bits, and bacon grease because I made my bacon, chopped it up, put in a little bacon grease.
You put bacon grease in your potato salad?
I put bacon grease on everything. I put bacon grease is the best. Listen, bacon grease is the lard. It's an upward lard. You can save it for a long time. It'll store anywhere. Yeah. You can store it in any section.
It's
put it on anything.
It's the middle class duck fat, I guess, right?
Yeah. I keep a cup.
I'll tell you, this is how good that Airbnb that I was at, the Lebowski theme.
Yeah.
Was. This is how good it was. There was bacon grease there ready for us in case we needed it.
Nice.
Bruh.
Nice.
Right? There you go. That's like a delicious meal, bruh.
man. That's high cotton.
Bacon grease though, and a
well.
potato salad. That's something else, man. That's,
Yeah, you got to put it in there. Well,
it's another level.
Well, you don't pour like a whole bunch in there. You just melt it. You melt it. You pour it in. You mix it up with everything else, and it's the taste. It's the taste of bacon.
That sounds good.
It's
man.
the taste of bacon forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that. I did that 2 nights ago, and the leftovers from it are still amazing. So
potato salad's one of those
baller.
things. Potato salad's one of those things that gets better as the days progress. Up to at least maybe like 3 days is the last straw. Like either eat it within 3 days or it's over.
Eat it 3 days or you're done. You're right.
I love potato salad.
You can't get the week.
When we were going to Kentucky, we were in Nashville around lunch-ish time for us, right? Which is a little bit later than normal lunchtime. And we were like, we're in Nashville. Let's go to Sunflower Cafe. It's a vegan restaurant, but I love it, right? And they have this potato salad. It's a vegan potato salad, and I fucking love it. I can't believe it.
What do they use for mayonnaise?
I have no idea, but it's super creamy, and the potatoes are like hearty, and there's a nice like level of things to it. It just needs hot sauce.
I just get scared of stuff like that because they're making stuff.
I got to start carrying hot sauce.
Cauliflower.
I want to carry hot sauce, but I don't want to come across like Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know.
Get my face red hot. Put that shit on everything.
Yeah, I keep hot sauce at work though. I need to start keeping mustard apparently, man.
Man, I noticed something else too. They stopped putting the hot sauces out at Firehouse. I went to Firehouse Subs.
They started that at the beginning of the COVID shit, bruh.
I was like,
what's the point then? What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the
You're
fucking
not cool
point
anymore? You lost the place. You lost me. And I've been there in months. Or I hadn't been there. I wasn't there in 2020.
I'd rather have Jersey Mike's now.
I was like,
I got my own hot sauce. I'd rather have Jersey Mike's.
Yep. Jersey Mike's is awesome.
Firehouse has some good shit, man.
It's much better than Firehouse.
Their meatball subs pretty good.
Hot sauce.
But you get your own hot sauce.
I mean, I tried the Philly cheesesteak, the Philly steak and cheese or whatever that is. It's good. It's good and sloppy. It's not like the Philly cheesesteaks that oh god, I still used to mix.
I still prefer shit like Charlie's at the mall. Like I still like that. It's like kind of like Steak Escape, you know. I still like shit like that.
And I miss our mall. Yeah.
Well, we still get Charlie's at work sometimes. We'll send someone to go get it, but it's always pretty good actually. Still, so
haven't been there in ages.
All right, well, we're getting hungry, so it's time for show and tell. Show and tell. First up is Brooks. Show us what you got.
Well, I was not prepared because I was told we weren't having a show and tell. So, but I do have this thing that I grabbed the other day. I found it at the little store. It's a little Snoopy, plush Snoopy, as the Red Baron, of course. Or not the Red Baron, the World War I flying ace. And I got these the other day. It's the first volume of the giant omnibus. The beginning of my journey to fill in the gaps in my knowledge. Let's see. Here's something. This guy, you may not have seen him back there, but he's been there. Bug-eyed cyborg He-Man. I put him back with my Halloween themed guys because like he looks so creepy with his fucking bug eyes. I already showed Blade. Oh. The one about Ghost Rider.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah. This is the I can't remember. This is like the first Legends one. Was that one Danny Ketch or Johnny Blaze? It looks more like Johnny Blaze to me.
Does he have the blue stripe thing on his chest?
No.
Is he all black?
Yeah.
Probably Danny then.
Yeah. Well, he came with like the Danny Ketch bike, I think, too. So.
Gotcha.
And that's all I got off the cuff.
Is that a pumpkin behind you lit up?
Yes, my Snoopy pumpkin.
Nice.
Cool.
Love it.
my cauldron's back here too, but like I can't get to light up because I put the C batteries in and they didn't work. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
And a goat.
I got my mummy back there too.
Nice.
I still want that. Show and tell. Delaney, you're up. What you got?
All right. Not much. I got this Raven Spawn from the Lovely Deep. I like Spawn figures now, apparently. They're pretty decent. I like this one. It comes with a chain, but it's too static, and I left it in another room. I like him. It's cool. And then I got me a Fat Thor, and his lightning fell off, but got me Fat Thor with his Stormbreaker and his Mjolnir. I really like the movie figures, but I really like that Mjolnir. So it's got the little lightning in between it. I love it. I don't know why my lights are being so weird. And then saw this at the store, and I can't believe I got it because I have no room for it, but I absolutely had to have it. I have the Batmobile.
Nice.
From McFarlane. So I put my Batman and Robin inside of it. I also got the Batcave, but I can't show that off.
Oh, cool. I didn't even know he did a Batcave.
Yeah, they got a Batcave for that. And I have them like sitting by the Batcave and punching Joker. Even though Joker was never in the Batcave. But yeah, that's all I got for real. I mean, I got other stuff for tomorrow.
Nice.
But not
You mean
something
Joker
I
never in
can't
the
show off.
Batcave? Did you read Death of the Family?
No, I'm talking about 60s Batman.
It's where Joker becomes Michael Myers.
What I got is I just got this new Ash Pop, which is from the Evil Dead. It's like it's a 40th anniversary Evil Dead Pop. We just did the whole show about it. Yeah, he's got his hands and he's holding the chainsaw. So I thought that was cool. So I picked that up. At the Scarefest 13 that I was just at, I picked up this Evil Dead 2 action figure from NECA. Pretty decent. There's no chainsaw.
Yeah.
No chainsaw.
Huh.
How fucked up is that?
Yeah,
weird.
I saw it.
Pretty
That's why I didn't get it. His face was weird too.
I like it, though.
Okay.
I got the best looking face. So I got this Halloween bag. I got that from Bill Mosley. Because I was at Scarefest,
Nice.
I met a lot of cool people. I want to show off some of my autographs, I guess. So let's see what we got here. Christine Elise from Child's Play 2. 90210 as well, if you remember. She's in the new Chucky series as well. Felisa Rose from Sleepaway Camp.
Did she do the face? Oh, yeah, she did do the face.
Yeah. The man I got the bag from, Bill Mosley. Chop Top. Oh, love that. Got to meet, of course, Michael Berryman. Oh, how cool.
Nice.
How cool.
Nice.
Jason himself, Kane Hodder.
The real one that should have been in all the rest of the movies.
You'll appreciate this. He talked shit about my Dallas Cowboys hoodie.
Good.
So got that from Ted Raimi.
Nice.
I'll swallow your soul. Love it. Ted Raimi was super cool. Bruce Campbell.
Of course.
Stay groovy.
Yes, love.
Yep. He didn't make fun of that this time. That's from, look at that.
Wow.
It's Amelia Langston from Night of the Demons. Speaking of Night of the Demons, I went there to meet Linnea Quigley, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So that's one that Jamie got signed. And Jamie got the "Do you have sour balls" thing, which was what I wanted. So I didn't get to do that one. So Linnea signed this one to me. Run, Robbie, run. See Robbie, run. Linnea Quigley, by the way, was super cool. And I also got this one from her.
Tiny.
I also got this one from her, which says Chainsaw Kisses. So, yeah. That's what we got.
She's so little.
Yeah, she's
great,
awesome.
man.
She's awesome. All right, y'all. That was the show. Good show.
Good times. Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun.